Hello everyone. So in this video we'll try to learn about selection sort. So selection sort is one of the basic algorithm where you're trying to sort a given array of elements. So this is the most simple and an efficient sorting algorithm. So let's take an example here. We have taken the array with the elements 64, 25, 12, 22 and 11. So the name itself tells you that you're selecting and then sorting. So what you do here is that you select the least element and keep on placing it to your left side. So initially we'll start with 64, right? So here we'll check which element is lesser than 64. Now here 25 is lesser, so it goes to 25. But at the same time, when you compare this and this, you get to know that 12 is lesser than that. And similarly 22 is greater, so we won't consider this, but 11 is less than 12, right? So what we will do here is that we will take the smallest element in the array and we'll replace it in the first one. So this is the first iteration, right? So what we will do is we will replace it with the first index, that is the 0th index, right? So here you change the value of 11 and 64. You swap the elements. After that, since the first iteration is done, you avoid changing this. Why? Because you've already found the smallest element, right? So you don't need to change it again. So what you will do here is that you will go with the next element or the next index, that is 25. Now you'll compare 25 with other elements. Here 12 is lesser, 24 is still greater than 12, so and also 64. So here the smallest element in this entire array is 12. So what you will do is you will shift or you'll swap the elements 12 and 25. And you will change this to 12 and this will become 25. And later this line or the demarcation of the sorted and the unsorted array will move to the next one. And similarly, again 25 is compared with 22 and 64. Here 25 and 22 will be compared. 22 is lesser. So what you will do, you will shift the 25 to 22 and the 22 becomes 25. And the line again goes off and you'll go to the next index. Here since 25 is lesser than 64, you won't change anything and you put the line here, so you'll get the sorted and the unsorted. Since the last element will definitely be the last and the greatest element, so you won't change anything here, and that's how the program runs. So let's try to code this now. So initially we will import the libraries and we'll give void main. So initially we need an array and let's take the same elements again, right? And later we need a variable for loop. We'll start with for I is equal to 0, I is less than n minus 1. Why? Because we don't need to compare the last element, since it will be in the sorted manner when we come to the end or the last index, and we need to also find the size of n here. So n is equal to size of array divided by size of array first index. So in this loop what we will do is we will initially have an index, right? So we'll say the min index, the index of the minimum value, and we'll initialize it to say 0. Here we are comparing it, so we will say is equal to I, because every time we are trying to compare the element, we are saying that element is the minimum and we are trying to search if another element with respect to it is minimum. So we'll start like this, and we'll later use another loop for j. We have to initialize it also. So for j will always be greater than I, as you had seen in the graphical or the pictorial representation. In that we saw that we're comparing the elements, this element with the elements in the further indexes, right? So indices. So we'll go with j is equal to I plus 1, then j is less than n comma j plus plus. So here, if the array of min index or min index is greater than a of j, then it means that the min index should be j rather than the value I, right? So after this, if we say that min index is not equal to I, that means there was another element there. So what we will do is we will swap the elements. So what method we can use is, we can say, let's have a temp variable here, temp. So temp will store the value a of min index, and the a of min index will take the value of a of okay. So here the thing that happens is that we need to compare it with I, because min index will take the value of j already, and after that we need to put the value of a of I equal to temp. So here the value is getting swapped, and after that, coming out of for loop, let's printf, use the printf statement, and we'll say printing array after sorting. After sorting, so we'll go for I is equal to 0, I is less than n, comma I plus plus. We'll say print f percentage d a of I. Let's run the program. Okay, so here I have missed I plus plus. Let's do that. I'm having a problem with the ID. Just a minute. Okay, so here the thing that we are having an issue is that the values are getting printed, but I've not used space. So let's do that once. And yep, so the elements are sorted, right? So that's it. So this is how you use the selection sort to sort a given array. Thank you.